My name is Barry Capel. I'm the founder and CEO of Sapience Therapeutics. I was sitting in a coffee shop one day trying to think of fun names for our company when it was just myself, and came across this really neat word I never heard of before that meant thoughtfulness, wisdom, knowledge, sagacity, and I was like, well, we're starting a company and trying to do something different and think outside of the box. Let's start it with thoughtfulness and let's go from there. At Sapience, we try and drug undruggable targets. Undruggable is just simply an unacceptable word to us in science these days because you should be able to do anything if you have the right set of tools at your disposal. Unfortunately, we only have a couple of types of tools. We have small molecule drugs, which are chemicals, and large molecule drugs, which are protein. The small molecules do a really good job of getting into cells, but they can't block these protein-protein interactions, which are the undruggable targets. Large molecules, they do this for a living. The small molecule can get into the cells, but they're not effective. The large molecules, they're too big to get into the cells. So what we have are peptides, small proteins that can not only go around the body and get into the cells, but they're large enough and specific enough to block the proteins, and therefore we can disrupt these particular interactions, which are the reasons why a lot of our cancers or other diseases form in the first place. The biggest milestone for any drug company when you start what we did is transitioning from being a preclinical company to a clinical company, and we're really on that cusp. Right now, we're putting together the final studies and the final package for FDA and for MHRA. We're planning our phase 1 to be both in Europe and the US, and we're hoping to file all our paperwork in Q1 of 2020 to initiate our first clinical study shortly thereafter. We get up every day to make a difference in patients' lives. We're really excited about the year ahead of us, establishing our first drug. Once we establish that drugs we make act like drugs, they stay in the body long enough, they're safe, they hit their targets, they do what we want them to do, we then have a whole bunch of other really important drugs behind our first one. And therefore, we're going to have a whole pipeline to be able to roll out the different types of cancer over the next couple of years. You don't want to start a company doing what everyone else is doing. But you also don't want to start a company that's so far out there that it doesn't make sense. So what we were able to do is go after drug targets that's already been identified as interesting by FDA, but come at it with a new technology. That's what's fun about science, thinking outside of the box. We have a very strong group of scientists here that are they're the ones making the difference, not me.